find your lack of faith disturbing.
Gotcha!
SmashMouth Footballerz.
Wait, we got a dream, next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call
Introducing.
They know what it is, know what I do.
Nick Tate.
Who don't understand? Yeah, that's overdue. My trophy say that's overdue. My ring.
Joe Caldero.
Yeah, they know it's true. They couldn't walk a mile or even fit
Chad
into
Young.
my shoes. Still I got a lot to prove, but for all that we've been through, this overdue. This the anthem.
Hey, welcome to SmashMouth Footballerz. I'm Nick Tate.
Joe Caldero.
I'm the Jadalite.
Hey guys, we truly appreciate all this love and support you guys are giving out to us, and I hope all the information that we've given y'all is helping you with your fantasy football leagues. Just so you know, we got 2 giveaways going on currently. One, if we get to 3,500 subscribers, we're giving away 3 Tajay Spears jerseys, all signed and authenticated, and 1 Jackson jersey from when he was on the Chargers. Also, once we get to 5,000 subscribers, we're giving away 3 mystery boxes and 1 Kyrene Williams signed and authenticated jersey.
All to different people. So
yes,
not one person's not getting all of them.
All individual winners, guys.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, those 3 jerseys of Tajay Spears, I mean, that's one individual winner each time. The way we're picking those winners this go round is if you like, subscribe, and you also comment on any video we have. It could be a short, it could be whatever. That's where we're going to pick our names from this go round. But anyway, 5,000, we have those 3 mystery boxes. 2 of them are jerseys, and 1 of them is a signed football. And we're not sure who they are, but they are given to us by Pristine Auction.
Still have the tamper-proof tape on it. We don't know what's in there. We would like to know what you guys get, though. So if you could send us a quick message or a 10-second video, we'll put it on the podcast. Show us what you got.
Just reach out to us at smashmouth1footballerz@gmail.com.
Sweet.
And also, buy our merch, right? Get you a tumbler, get you a shirt. Maybe you like hats. We got some hoodies, stuff like that. The quality of the products are great. Mm-hmm. You're going to get a quality product, but for every $5 you spend in our store, we're going to put your name in the hat. You're going to have an opportunity to get this signed mini speed helmet by Devin White.
Right.
Or maybe you're into Star Wars, right? Got this Funko Pop Mandalorian Boba Fett. It's also signed and authenticated.
Yep.
Okay.
Thinking about coming out with my own hairspray line. It'll be SmashMouth Footballerz hairspray.
Oh, man.
That's really nice.
I'm just thinking about
Old
it.
school moves.
Kind of kicking it around.
Old school moves?
Yeah.
I like it. I might have did that pomade, man.
Yeah.
So,
I got hat head. You know.
I mean, what does a SmashMouth Footballer smell like? Clean.
Like a working?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
Working man?
I smell like regret most times. So
the Cadillacs will smell different.
Speaking of, shout out to UCF Police Department and whoever turned in my phone. I went to the UCF BYU game this weekend. Lost my phone.
Yep.
Honest people turned it in. UCF campus police hooked me up. I was able to get it back. Thank y'all so much. So saved me some money, and I was able to do some research on the way home, on the flight back.
Needless to say, they called Joe.
Yeah, they called me. They called me and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I wasn't getting arrested, not this time.
Yeah, I was like, I immediately called Nick, and I was like, we're going to have to make a trip to Orlando.
Man, come to find out, he just left it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We won't say which bathroom.
So the whole time he was in Orlando, he used that non-binary bathroom.
Yeah. So I mean, that's real. It's real good that those police officers did that, man. They didn't have to go the extra mile.
No, they were awesome. They were cool. Yep. Evidence locker. I was able to get it on a Sunday, so that was great. Now, shout out to them. Thank y'all so much.
Yep.
All right, so start it off for us, Joe.
Okay, so this podcast we're going to go over consensus projections through all formats, all websites. These are the consensus projections for
Week 9.
Week 9's quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and the defenses.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're using consensus off Yahoo, ESPN, Sleeper,
NFL.
Yeah.
Yep.
A few things I do want to talk about. Week 8, same rash of things happened. You had Jordan Love go out. He was actually limping in the beginning. He didn't look too healthy, and then he went out with a groin. He's going to miss some time.
That's damaging to me, right?
He's going to miss some time.
And that boy's putting up points.
Man.
Yeah. because Malik Willis is in there, you're going to, obviously, we're going to have some cut candidates Thursday to talk to you about. Probably going to have a Green Bay receiver on there with Malik's in there. Brian Thomas Jr. went out with chest injury, but it didn't look too serious. Yep. On the other side, Christian Kirk's out for the year.
Man.
That's, y'all, I don't know if y'all dropped him. I dropped him earlier in the year. It didn't affect me too much, but
I wanted him to do so good, man. He's an excellent receiver.
I love him.
They're just using him wrong.
Yeah. Drake May went out with a concussion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's so there goes all our points right there.
Yep. If you
wanted one of them wide receivers in New England.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything to sway away from the Ramondre. Ramondre is valuable now, isn't he? It's crazy that he's valuable now.
I've seen some people where they play him, he don't do anything, they sit on the bench, and he has a game like he did last weekend.
I had to play him because I had a last minute injury.
But then you did great.
And 22 points.
Yeah, great game for him. Stephon Diggs is significant with a knee. He's going to miss a couple games, it looks like. But Nico Collins will be coming back.
And then Tank Dell done.
Yeah, Tank Dell started coming back up. Once again, Gabe Davis, another Jacksonville Jaguars shoulder.
Debo's on the wrong side of questionable again.
Yep.
So
Debo's going to be DJ Moore is undisclosed, but he's out. I don't know how it's going to affect him next week.
This year has been the craziest year of all the years I've ever played fantasy football.
Injury.
Yeah.
If you look at your waiver wires, their waiver wires should be empty of anything with value.
Hey, so guess who hasn't got hurt?
Who?
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Please don't do that.
That boy gets hurt every year.
Please don't.
He got robbed though 3 times. Jalen Hurts 3 times got robbed him, but that's come to expect.
Yeah, but you still play that guy.
You still, of course you are.
So, any more any significant injuries?
Not significant. Yeah. It's still Monday night. We don't really know questionable who's coming on. We don't know. DK Metcalf, maybe?
DK,
possibly?
Hopefully, man. DK changes the game.
GSN, I thought he was going to do something. He put up double-digit points, but he's just not the answer.
He's not it. He's
not the answer.
No.
And
Jonathan Brooks, he's going to start.
He's going to have a week 8 coming back, and what's the week 9 coming up? He practiced. San Francisco's got a bye week coming up. Christian McCaffrey's supposed to start practicing.
All right.
And
don't need him to. Jordan Mason's hurt
Jordan Mason's hurt again. I feel bad for people starting Jordan Mason because he always seems to go out first quarter.
Man, that's the way he runs.
I had CMC. I picked up Mason, and now, but I am not picking up Garendo. I'm not.
Yeah, it's kind of over with. Like I don't suggest anybody. We're going to do little waiver wire pickups, but it's so barren right now at running back. I mean, you're throwing a dart if you're trying to get
San
that.
San Francisco is just the only consistency over there right now is Kittle.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Debo's hurt, and Ayuk is obviously gone. So you got Pearsall.
Yeah, Pearsall.
Pearsall had 77 yards. He had a couple in PPR. He got you some points. What are our consensus quarterback rankings? Because we had some nice quarterback plays.
Let's go ahead and start with
this consensus
positions.
is week 9 only. Week 9 because it's going to be compared to the defense that they're playing against.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Number 1, Jalen Hurts.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. So I had Jalen Hurts, even though I will win tonight. I had Jalen Hurts, and I put in Caleb Williams because of how good he's been doing. I said, man, that defense on Washington just he should superstar.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He couldn't figure it out.
He couldn't figure it out.
They were throwing stuff at him like they really wanted to win.
So I had Jalen Hurts on the bench with 30-something points.
Yep.
In a standard league, and I was like,
Jalen Hurts against Jacksonville. That's an easy number 1.
Yeah, say what you will, but it did take a prayer for him to win.
Yes.
Man, it don't matter. Like I'm not worried about the wins over points. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Consensus number 2, Jaden Daniels against the Giants. I love it.
Has he not been like? I feel like every week we give consensus. Number 2, Jaden Daniels is always.
Hey, did you see the Hail Mary?
I did.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was just
75 yards.
Scramble, just chunk. It was great, man. So
75 yards.
Just to be able to throw 65, 70 yards with
and
high enough for someone to be able to catch the ball.
And he avoided pressure.
Amazing.
He avoided pressure at the beginning of the play.
I mean,
it was great.
The dude's not very big. He looks like a stick man out there, and he can throw it that far.
He's a baller.
Yeah, he's a football player. Man.
I tell you like this, man. When he played for LSU, I worried
every game,
every time he scrambled,
every down,
and I just felt like, he just every time you turn around, you doubt him, and he proves you wrong.
He pops right back up.
The only thing, slide. Learn how to slide. Learn how to get down. It's so clumsy. Please protect yourself.
That's it.
Yeah, he's going to do great against the Giants defense.
Yeah.
Consensus number 3 is Joe Burrow against the Raiders. Raiders have a middle of the road defense, but
got a
Joe
good
Burrow.
pass.
I don't know, man. They made Pat Mahomes worried last week.
Joe Burrow's a different kind of animal, man. So
No
T
Higgins,
Higgins. He may come back, but I think he's another game away, and it didn't affect him too much because you saw him use Gesicki.
yeah, he did a lot.
And I think you're going to see the same thing. I know a lot of people are saying go get Mike Gesicki on the waiver wires. I don't like it with T Higgins because he's going to be back in 2 weeks, and this type of year, this is when you got to start looking at schedules and playoffs.
Right.
Because like we said, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a bye week with 6 teams.
That's why we're doing the consensus against the defense, because you shouldn't be throwing darts right now. We're halfway through the season.
We're halfway through the season.
Your waiver wires are bare.
If you got to go running back waiver wire,
You are in
you're
trouble.
not winning.
You're
Yeah,
in
I
trouble.
apologize. You've had a bad
So Joe Burrow looks great. He
looks great. I like a couple of running quarterbacks more than him this week.
Number 4, speaking of running quarterbacks, Josh Allen against the Dolphins.
Like what he's like, they finally got back on the right track with throwing the ball. Amari came over there. You thought Amari was going to do more. He only had two catches.
They had to double team him. That left Keon Coleman wide open.
Keon Coleman's come on. Keon Coleman's had 3 of the past 4 games. He's double-digit points. And you need to go get Keon Coleman. Y'all need to go get...
It might be time to get him.
You got to go get 3 out of 4. Last week he had 17.6 fantasy points. This week he had over 18.
Especially in a touchdown league, a standard league.
Yeah.
You got to have him.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson against the Broncos. The Broncos defense is surprisingly really, really good.
Really good. Them and the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Both defenses are amazing. I like Lamar. Usually Lamar's my number 1, but I keep him right here. I keep him in the top 5, but down there.
Yeah. So Lamar could easily have two passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown in this game. So Jared Goff against Green Bay. Now this right here is a little bit tricky for me. I love Jared Goff. I think he's a great football player. Green Bay has a very good passing defense, and
I think it's just going to be ball control.
I hate to tell you that Detroit team is just
they're
They're fire.
They're
They're
really,
so
really
good.
good.
It might, Malik, if it was Jordan Love, I think it would be a shootout, and I could see it happening. But with Malik Willis, they're just going to run the ball. They're just going to try to run the ball and keep Detroit off the field.
Can I pat myself on the back real quick?
what's up?
Didn't last podcast I said Khalif Raymond would be important to this, and Khalif Raymond had 2 touchdowns. He ran the kickoff back for a touchdown, and he had a touchdown.
Yeah,
man, I tell you though, but that Detroit team is just like 50-something points last week.
We've been telling y'all play both them running backs. You don't know which one.
Dude, they went nuts.
and they're good. Like that Tennessee team's a good defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're no slouches.
The only reason it was that bad is because the offense couldn't get going against Detroit.
Right.
If it not have been a shootout, like you said, it'd been a shootout. But man, Goff was on fire.
Yep.
Goff is something, man. He's something. Sam Darnold, number 7 against the Colts. The Colts are mailing it in.
I like
man.
it.
The Colts are mailing it in.
I like it.
I like it. This is gonna be a great play. You got it. That's
If
gonna
you got
happen.
Justin Jefferson or Sam Darnold, you better play them people.
Yeah, they're so the Colts are finally realizing they have a failed experiment in
Anthony
Richardson.
Richardson.
So they're talking right now about they're not sure who their quarterback is going to be.
I would go
His
get
completion percentage is 44% on the year.
I would go
That's
get
insane,
Jamison Winston.
man.
Wow,
He showed out,
Didn't he?
Yeah. Joe Flacco is going to come in, man. They have to go.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that's good for us because the receivers with Joe Flacco out there gets points.
I'll probably, since we're talking waiver wire pickups, whenever Anthony Richardson come back, I know probably people drop Josh Downs. They probably dropped Alec Pierce and stuff. You might want to go if they make that move again. You saw what they did before.
You got to go.
You got to go. You might go get them again. Yep.
So number 8, I don't necessarily agree with. You guys might. This is just a consensus of a combination of all these different websites.
that's fine.
Dak Prescott, number 8 against the Falcons.
Man, I saw you saw the game last night, and you thought maybe there was hope. He took what, not even 30 seconds to him and CD Lamb to get down the field and get a touchdown, and then he had like 3 minutes, and he crapped the bed.
Yeah. So
they couldn't in 4 plays. They couldn't even get back.
This dude is the perfect embodiment of Tony Romo to me.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think is it a curse? Is it Jerry Jones?
It's Jerry Jones.
You think so?
Yeah. He adopts these quarterbacks as his children, and he will not get rid of them.
Like, it doesn't make no sense. Like I said, him and CeeDee Lamb, they got all the way down the field in like a few plays. CeeDee Lamb wide open in the end zone, bam. And then next one, they couldn't even get a first down.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb at 33-something points. It was great.
He did hit Tolbert in the face mask, and he couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah, so Tolbert, not all of it was Dak. You're right.
It's not all Dak. But
against this Atlanta defense,
Baker put up a pretty good game, but he had some picks, and that's what Baker's going to do.
Well, let me tell you something.
And he didn't have his wide receivers.
I was about to say, he was suffering.
Yeah, I mean,
he was suffering.
Cade Otton was just.
He was a PPR machine.
Yeah, Cade Otton's been a PPR machine. And aside from that, I don't know where else you're going to get anything.
I was thinking it was going to be McMillan. It was Otton.
I thought it was going to be. I thought maybe Shepard. I thought they were like going to go back to old school Oklahoma.
The whole point is that with what Baker Mayfield had, he still made it happen.
So I think the next guy at number 9 should be up in Dak's spot.
Who's that?
Matthew Stafford.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we moved Matt Stafford a couple more up.
Yeah. I mean, if with his weapons, that dude is a
with Puka back and cut back, you showed what he's been missing.
Look, going forward, like, I had no problem with the ranking this week, but going forward, look, Cup's back, Puka's back, the running game's going. Demarcus Robinson went
wide open.
He ate, and look at the schedule. Look.
So
Seattle's next.
Right. Yep.
Seattle's failing.
Yep.
Seattle's turned into a dumpster fire. DK ain't there. They got Kenneth Walker, and that's it. Geno Smith is falling apart.
Geno's turning into the old Geno.
Then New England, and
then Drake may be out still. Maybe.
And what they got coming up, this is good. Like, if you've got Patrick Mahomes, drop him and go get Matthew Stafford. If you got
the year for Patrick Mahomes.
No. Mm-mm. If you got Dak later on, I think Stafford gives you more quality starts and more points going forward than that.
Oh yeah.
And especially with this Rico Dowdle drama they had going on.
Yeah, that's insane.
All of a sudden he got there and he was sick. And they elevated Cook.
Yeah, that's probably why he was sick.
They elevated Cook before he said he was sick.
And guess what Cook did?
Nothing.
Just like Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, that's why I love Matthew Stafford going forward. He's going to be a top 10 quarterback every week.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm in two leagues I have Kyler Murray, who's so hit or miss. I'm going to get Matthew Stafford.
I want Matthew Stafford over Kyler Murray.
Absolutely.
And Kyler Murray was my pick at the beginning of the year.
Right, I tell you. So, without Kupp and Puka, he created these connections with these other two wide receivers, Tutu and
Robinson.
And Robinson, right? So now we got them boys back, and now he's got all these kids that he knows how to play with.
Just be ready if you have those receivers.
I think it's on fire.
It's like there's a few teams out there who. There is no true number one. It's definitely who's open.
It's definitely Puka though.
Puka is the number one, but Matt Stafford throws the ball to who is open.
But here's the problem: Puka's number one. You double team Puka, and now you got guys.
1B. You got a 1B over there.
They got this one, that one. Boom, boom, boom.
1B and 1C.
Everybody's looking at Puka, Kupp, and then Robinson's in the end zone, just like.
This is a perfect example of how you build an offense right here.
Yep.
So,
I think
number 10.
I think they get dangerous.
Number 10, I think Caleb Williams against the Cardinals. He's there because of the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Hopefully he comes back. He couldn't do anything against Washington. Washington was all over that dude, man. They were all over him.
It seems like they figured out the gimmick, and Caleb Williams just couldn't
take away his first read. Yeah. Take away his first read.
That's it.
So Caleb Williams, to me, at number 10, he wouldn't be a play for me. There's other people below him that I would play ahead of him. Mahomes at number 11 against Tampa Bay. I shy away from him.
He's not my first pick. If I had Stafford and I had Pat Mahomes in my lineup, I'm playing Stafford.
I mean, you got to play Mahomes because of his draft capital. You probably took him in the second round.
Yeah. Juju comes back, so maybe they get something else going on or something.
He's just not playing the game for fantasy. Not saying he's not winning.
No.
He's just not playing the game for
he's
fantasy.
not playing for us.
He looks great, but and he's throwing a lot of interceptions this year.
Did he? What?
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of picks.
And so if you have him, you have to play him. I mean, he's going to get you decent points. But next guy, Tua against the Bills. That's a tough play.
That's a tough sell for me.
Yeah, that's a tough play. Just coming back off
good.
a major injury.
I think he does good.
Let's put down the positives. Tua, one of the most accurate passers in the league.
Tyreek Hill waiting to catch the ball.
Yep.
Tua makes some of the best decisions in the entire league.
Yep.
Now the negatives. Miami is going to run the ball.
Like they always do.
And he's going to be looking for those two guys. Tua is for Waddle and Hill.
You're going to Waddle. You have Hill. You know what the share is. You know it's always going to be in whichever the one's on the field that's the one who's going to get the ball. Yep. And he's going to have Mostert. He's going to have having 2 chains. They're going to protect him, and this is what Miami wants to do. They want to get back to Miami style football.
Tua is absolutely good for the game. I'm glad he's back.
But this is the team that put him out for
this might
8
not
weeks.
be the game here.
So Buffalo, he sees Buffalo on the field, and he thinks flashback.
So let's hope
PTSD.
Number 13, C.J. Stroud against the Jets.
Man, CJ and Aaron Rodgers have just been.
Aaron Rodgers to a different level though. CJ is still serviceable.
Yeah, but
Aaron Rodgers is another. This whole failed season is 100% on Aaron Rodgers.
There was a discussion. There was a talk that in the first quarter they used all 3 timeouts on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, if you are that unorganized with all that talent, I don't care who's back there at quarterback.
There's no more. There's no more. Like excuses
with a quarterback who's calling the plays. So
the quarterback who thinks he's the GM apparently.
Yeah, evidently he is.
Yeah, he's got it.
But anyway, CJ's out there. I think it's a decent game. I just don't. I have no reason to. He's without Diggs. We got Nico back. It's kind of the same situation.
Yeah.
He hasn't been using Schultz. Joe Mixon is the man.
Yeah, so I think Schultz comes to life in this one.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I told you, it's the old Browns theory, right? The Browns had everybody. They had the same stuff. They had all the people in the world that you could imagine. You know, they had all the talent and they couldn't do nothing with it.
Right.
We're in the same boat. You got all the talent. And you just can't explode. They gotta get that. There should be so much fear from these other teams. Like, dang, we're gonna play Texans again this week. Man, we're gonna play Texans this week. Man, who we gonna cover? We're gonna cover Diggs. We're gonna cover Nico. We're gonna cover Mixon. We're gonna cover Schultz. There should be that whole place should be on fire all day long.
Just injuries.
I don't throw the towel in. I don't throw the towel in on C.J. Stroud at all.
No, I don't either.
No, I don't think it throw a towel. I'm waiting on the breakout.
Yeah,
it's got to be there.
It's there.
It's got to come. It should be a game where they're like golfing them. It should be 50-3.
It should be like.
Well, they don't have that many weapons.
It should be.
Yes, they do.
Should be apparent. It should be apparent. Like when Matthew Stafford came back and did what he did, you're like, this dude going forward
is the dude.
When C.J. Stroud has that game, we know it's him going forward.
Yeah, something's got to click.
Yeah.
I just think it's injuries. I think it's his second year.
Yeah.
There's going to be a sophomore slump.
Yeah, people
they're going to
zeroing in on his
study
weaknesses.
the tape.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he's going to go back and he's going to get better.
He's going to get better. That dude's great, man.
Yeah.
14, Geno against the Rams. No, sir.
I'm just after this. I'm done. Like after this.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, I know Geno.
So let's go down.
If you go deep, I understand some of y'all play 2 quarterbacks or super flexes.
But this week, you got to have one of those 14 guys.
I don't even know where you go.
Anything other than that, you're looking at backups anyway.
So how about this? Let's take Geno out, put Baker in. I'd rather play Baker.
I'd rather play Bo Nix.
So let me just rattle off the names from here to 20. Okay, 14, Geno.
Nope.
15, Kyler Murray against the Bears.
Nope.
No.
I would do that.
Against the Bears?
Yeah.
Their defense is good.
Michael Wilson's caught 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks in a row, and Marvin Harrison finally showed up.
Yeah, he did. And you know, Connor is one of my favorite running backs. So.
Yeah, I would play that.
Number 16 is Baker against Kansas City.
I'll take it. I'll take it over Geno.
That Kansas City defense just stops the run, though.
Yeah, it's just hard, man.
I'm telling
tough,
you,
yeah.
Baker has. Hey, I can't doubt this dude no more.
No, I just wish he
playmaking-
had his weapons.
He's playmaking it now.
Yeah.
He's just making it happen. I think he. I'd rather, like I said, I don't want him over Tua.
So,
But I want him before Geno.
17 is Trevor Lawrence against the Eagles. No, sir.
I'm not
No.
touching that boy.
18 is Aaron Rodgers against the Texans. No, sir.
Nope.
And
I wish
19.
Aaron
Now, this
Rodgers
dude
could come alive.
at 19, this dude is so disrespected. Kirk Cousins at 19 against the Cowboys.
Wow. Why? Kirk Cousins?
Against that matchup.
No.
He's got to be up there.
He's got to move up.
He's got to. I'd take him at 7.
But okay, so number
I have him
20.
before Pat Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm-
Kirk Cousins before CJ. Kirk Cousins before Tua. Kirk Cousins before Caleb. Kirk
Yep.
Cousins before.
Yes.
Against that Dallas defense?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
But the next guy.
Okay.
This is why I wanted to go all the way to 20.
Okay.
The next guy, Malik Willis
I think he does.
against Detroit. Detroit stops the run,
Detroit.
but you can expose them with the pass.
Yeah. You can throw all over him. I don't know if Malik can take advantage of it.
I don't know, but we had Malik earlier this year
He won.
for a couple weeks.
He won.
And he kind of looked like a mini Jordan Love. Like he was out there slinging the ball.
So if you have quarterback problems and you're looking at one of these guys to pick up, the only guy that's probably going to be on your waiver wire is going to be either Tua, Geno, Malik Willis, maybe Caleb. I don't know.
Let me give you.
I go Willis.
Let me give
I go
you.
Willis.
Let me give you a deep shot. I think Jameson Winston does good this week.
Oh, absolutely. He's not in the top 20.
That's a tough matchup.
He's playing the Chargers.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, man.
That's a tough matchup against the Chargers.
It was a tough matchup against the Ravens.
You saw him do great things like he did in Tampa, but
Yep.
you also saw 2 times for sure where he was trying to fit that ball in that little tiny window.
Thank God he throws the ball because Kyle Hamilton had it right in his hands and it just fell.
fell.
Jameson Winston's going to do Jameson Winston things.
He's going to make you nervous if you're a fan, but he's playing. He's playing way better than Deshaun Watson.
I think he's slinging that rock because he got that nerve. So
I like Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix going forward.
He'll get you
against
that.
the Baltimore Ravens,
He put up 280. He put 284, 3 touchdowns, 4 games in a row
against Carolina.
But 4 games in a row. He has put up decent points, and he's running the ball.
He's running the ball.
He's running the ball in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 4 rushing touchdowns this year. So consider that this is going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ride.
I think he gets shut down this week.
Okay.
I'm not a friend of your buddies. I don't like Lamar, but I like his defense.
So that's the quarterbacks. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll go into the running backs. My favorite subject.
I agree with you. I like running backs.
If you need a running back on the waiver wire,
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If they're out there, there's a problem.
There's a reason why I have 6 running backs every year.
I'm not going to lie to you. Every week, at the beginning of the week, I go look at the running backs just to look.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
It'll say Rico Dowdle.
Yep.
It'll say just
And I ain't touching them.
Isaac Urendo, if you need that play, but
But
this is what you got.
Believe it or not, there's always good receivers.
You got
at least some good pick-me's. You know.
Yeah. Run CMC's coming back after the bye week. Are you gonna go to get that pick? Or are you gonna go borrow him for one?
I think he comes back on fire. I think he does great.
Even look.
Garendo might be a spot fill.
That's it. I'm not gonna. Maybe you get a week out of him. You're gonna get a week out of him. That's it.
No. I ain't touching for that.
But they're on bye this week, aren't they?
Yes, and that's the same thing with Jaylen Warren. Like Jaylen Warren was dropped because he was unhealthy at the beginning of the year. Going forward, it's going to look great, especially with Russell Wilson quarterback, and him going to get more involved. But if he don't do good tonight, you can wait till after the bye week to pick him up.
Right.
That's why you don't even have to. If
don't waste that waiver.
Yeah, if you just love him, go get him. But You got 2 weeks.
All
You
right,
know.
let's do the numbers.
Running backs. Number 1, Saquon Barkley against Jacksonville.
Yes.
Love it.
Love
Yeah.
it.
He might get vultured.
Probably 2 touchdowns,
I'll
100
take
yards.
easy, man.
Number 2, Saquon Barkley Jr., Kyron Williams.
That's my boy.
He'll be all right.
Yep.
like it.
Against Seattle. Number 3, and
That's
the
great.
Volkswagen
You
against
can't-
the Denver Broncos.
You can't not.
Derrick Henry.
He's just a monster. And he's on the right team. They
He
got a
looks
line
like,
for him now.
he looks like a defensive end running down the line.
See, you say this. You think Bo Nix against that Ravens defense is a hard matchup. I think
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry going against that Broncos defense, that they're gonna say, hey, you're not stopping us, King Henry.
Yep, you're gonna have to throw the ball.
You're gonna have to throw the ball. I think that's what's gonna happen in that gameplay.
Could be.
I think he's gonna you're not gonna not ever play the man, but
But you have to play him.
I don't like him at number 3 this coming up week.
I agree with him not being in his position.
Yep.
I think he should be a little lower
Yep.
as far as matchups go.
Yes,
But he's going to get a touchdown.
they could have swapped these two. Bijan Robinson against the Cowboys at number 4.
So here's my thing. Why is Bijan so high? And then Kirk Cousins is so low. You see what I'm
He's just
saying?
gonna run the ball.
They're just gonna run.
Yeah, but, I mean,
So you got
Bijan's a pass catching running back.
yeah.
he's-
But he does lose. He does lose a little bit of play to
Tyler Algier.
Algier.
I agree.
Cowboys can't stop nothing.
Yeah, the Cowboys defense is reeling.
Number 5, Kenneth Walker, the
Gotta
third
take it.
against
You got to.
the Rams. I mean, you got to play him.
I
because
love
of
this.
He's going to get a touchdown. He's going to run down the field.
Yeah. Geno Smith is doing. He's falling fast. And
He is falling.
This is what they got.
Yeah.
I love this.
You
play.
cannot knock the Walker, man.
No, just don't expect the output when DK's in there. If DK does not play, they can fill the box.
I like Kenneth Walker III more than I like King Henry this week.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah.
And I like the next guy as well,
Oh, come on.
Joe Mixon at number 6.
Man, that's my dog.
Yeah.
I got him in so many leagues. He's great.
He's
they're-
good.
He's why I'm floating.
All the wide receivers are injured over there. It's up with Tank Dell and
Even when they weren't injured, like
Yeah, and
for
he's
some
carrying-
reason, when he's on the field, the team comes together.
he's carrying them. That's
When he wasn't there, they were struggling. He makes the team better.
I don't, and we'll talk about it, but I don't see it Xavier Hutchinson being.
No, he's not.
Give it to Mixon. That's easy. Give it to Mixon. It's over with.
Give it to Mixon.
Yeah.
Get Schultz involved.
There we go.
There you go,
It's number 7, Jahmyr Gibbs. I 100% agree with that.
man.
Against Green Bay Packers, man, Jahmyr Gibbs is, he's running through contact, and he's a finesse running back, and he looks like a hammer out there.
Detroit has just found their groove.
Yeah. So Jahmyr Gibbs, you fire him up. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
I know you don't have him up here, but you might as well just go ahead and move up Montgomery with right side by side.
Oh,
with
he's
him.
at number 16. Let's go Alvin Kamara at number 8 against the Carolina Panthers. He's the only thing they got. So
That's all. That and Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill finally got involved again, healthy. But that's all they have. I don't like him in a top 10. Even against Carolina, I don't like it. I don't like it because they ain't been able to get me in the end zone. They throw him. It's not getting. It's
Short
just efficiency.
passes.
It's short passes. It's nothing great.
Is Carr back this week?
He's supposed to be. He may be coming back this week.
And that makes a little bit of a
a
difference.
little bit.
Just check down King. There's no wide receivers. That's all you got.
And
there's
guess who he checks down to?
Yeah, Kendry. They thought they were going to spell him. They can't even get anybody to give him a break.
No,
Kendry Miller
hurt again.
He got hurt again.
Yeah.
And I love AK-41. Going from now on this season, he's maybe top 20, top 15 because he cannot they can't get him in the end zone.
No,
They can't get him. They can't get him. They just either wear him out or
It's because he has no help around.
He
him.
has that offensive
In
line.
the offensive line, did you see poor Spencer Rattler? Oh my goodness! Why didn't that kid should have called timeout and just went to the locker room?
Yeah, I just don't know why this team is. They haven't blown this thing up yet.
I don't. Well, they signed Alvin Kamara to 2 more years when they should have just let him go.
Let him go. Trade him. Now, Alvin Kamara did say that he wanted to retire New Orleans Saint, which
which is not true.
I don't know. He did say that. I know one thing.
If the Cowboys would have paid him $5 million, $8 million. He would have been happy to be a Cowboy.
I seen a post today where they were talking about how they got Cook. They had Cook and Elliott side by side, and somebody posted, well, if you'd have just took the money you paid for both these guys, you could have got Derrick Henry.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's Jerry Jones.
That's what I'm saying. There's some terrible choice making on all these teams, like Alvin Kamara.
Maybe after this season, Jerry Jones says, I'm just going to go ahead and sit back here and make my millions and billions.
Let somebody run it.
Yep.
Let Steven take over.
He's a kid
Yep.
playing with stuff like
Yep.
that.
Let's go to number 9, Breece Hall against the Texans. Breece is awesome.
I like him, but he just
He didn't do a whole lot.
They're not putting a team together.
What they're doing is, have you seen the? I know maybe a lot of y'all may have dropped him later on, Allen,
Yeah.
Braylon
Yeah,
Allen,
Braylon Allen.
but the share was almost 60-40.
Yep.
And that's
He's going to vulture.
yeah, the share was almost 60-40.
He's going to get them. He's going to get that goal line work.
If they do that again, he's not going to be a top 10 running back.
I got to play him because of the draft
That's
capital.
where you picked him. Yeah. And
Well, I mean, you're saying that's what they got to do. Honestly, it's not working. So y'all need to do something different.
Nothing is working.
You have Devontae Adams. You got everybody. Like I can't even imagine Breece Hall. Like even Braylon Allen is a phenomenal guy.
yeah, they
So it goes down to the one person. That's Aaron Rodgers.
You know Tyrod Taylor's over there just wringing his hands going, just give me one chance.
One try.
They were 7-10 last year
With Zach Wilson.
With Zach, the MILF Hunter Wilson.
Yep.
Imagine if they have a worse record than that this year. This team's way more talented.
They could definitely have a worse record.
Yes.
They got a defense. They got a line.
Everybody's mailing it in right now.
But it's
You can't win calling 3 timeouts in the first quarter.
You got your coach fired. Come on, man. It's the point. The arrows are pointing to the common denominator.
Yep. So next on the list, Jonathan Taylor against the Vikings. Vikings are rough.
I love this play, though. That's all. It's Anthony Richardson. They don't know what's going on with that. 44% completion percentage. What are you going to do? You're going to run the ball with Jonathan Taylor. Your best player. Give it to your best player. That's all you got.
The only bad thing is, man, they're going to run that dude right back into an injury. There's nobody behind him.
Yeah.
So
I love this play. I loved him as a top 10.
Tony Pollard at 11 against the Patriots.
He's been efficient. The Patriots kind of middle of the road.
He's going to get you fantasy points.
Yep.
So,
But I'd rather take their running back over Pollard.
You don't know Ramondre Stevens is so up and down, up and down. Like you don't know whether you need to play him or not, or you don't know what the game plan is, especially with
Tennessee's
Drake
defense.
May with a concussion. Man. So do you think it's Brissett and they're just going to be like, hey, just
Ramondre
give it to Ramondre?
That's it.
Yeah, it could. That was what they were doing before.
That's the game.
Just hand it to Ramondre.
Yeah, I think Mason Rudolph helps Tony Pollard too.
Yeah.
Will Levis wasn't doing much but turning the ball over.
Will Levis is a career backup, if not a practice squad dude after this year.
That poor boy, he got his chance.
You can fire this dude up as much as I hate to say it at number 12, DeAndre Swift against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And I'm not a DeAndre Swift this year fan. Like just the team he's on.
We came out early, struggling, but he came on, and this is
his window.
Yeah, he's just like Achane against the Bills at 13.
I don't like that one.
I do.
I do with Tua back.
You got to think Tua's they're gonna run.
Yeah, I like it with Tua back.
So as we talk about playing Gibbs and playing Montgomery together, I got no problem playing Raheem Mostert and Achane together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, neither do I.
I agree with that.
I'll stack it.
Mostert did good last week.
Look, depending on
I think their groove's back.
Oh yeah, they'll be good. They're good. I'll even stack the Bijan Robinson Tyler Algier stack if they're playing somebody weak. Or if I believe Atlanta's going to have a huge lead on somebody, I'll play them both.
So that's number 13. So number 14, Brian Robinson Jr. You're going to fire him up no matter what. No matter what.
You got this Washington team has just shown, man.
They are so good.
Yeah,
they have come together.
Just think what they're going to be like next year or the year after that.
Yeah, just give them some time. I bet you Eckler's happy.
Number 15, Aaron Jones. That was just a fluke. He got kind of hurt. So, yeah, Aaron Jones is a good flex play.
And Minnesota has lost 2 games in a row. I think they're going to be searching. I think they're going to come out motivated. I think you're going to see games from all of them. I think even Jordan Addison. I think we're going to go off. I think
with this Indy team, though, I think Minnesota. I mean, like I said, they're going to do good.
Yeah.
So Justin Jefferson, who's the other one? Aaron Jones. Like, maybe T.J. Hawkinson comes in.
Yeah. You play as tight end weekend. Boy,
that was terrible.
They showed
They should retire that weekend.
Yeah, that was not good. That was not good branding, but tight ends were scoring.
Number 16, David Montgomery.
Yes,
I love David
You
Montgomery.
play every Lion. Play the Lions.
Number 17, James Cook. He got some run. He got a touchdown. He looked good.
Yeah, he looked great. That's probably his best looking game of the year, I think.
Yeah, I think he'll have another good one against the Miami Dolphins.
I think he does well.
James Conner, one of my favorites against the Bears. Now,
this
is where it gets a little troubling for me. He's always in my flex. I may look for another flex this week.
Just the Bears D against the run, and then Connor. Kyler Murray's been struggling.
Kyler Murray's on or off. It's hit or miss.
He's going to be off against these Bears. Are going to be in his face. They're going to be in his face the whole game.
Do you think it's a low-scoring game?
The Bears secondary is really great.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they let the Hail Mary go, but I mean, Johnson.
That was just a fluke.
He's one of the best corners in the league.
Last two, 19, Josh Jacobs against the Lions. The Lions are good against the run.
Yeah.
Jacobs.
I think this is a fair spot for him.
It's good with Malik Willis as quarterback.
That's what helps you.
Yeah, and then the last time you'll probably get to play him, Chuba Hubbard against the Saints.
Yeah.
I keep him in.
I play him against the Saints. I play everybody.
I think the Saints defense, I think they're great. But I also think they want Dennis Allen gone.
So they got J.K. all the way down at number 23.
J.K. statistically has been going down more and more because I think it's because of early work, and he doesn't have anybody behind him.
They didn't have no relief.
Yeah, they haven't exactly given I haven't seen a lot of support for Kamara at all. I thought I would by now, and it looks like
J.K. Dobbins is not a bell cow. He's the Jahmyr Gibbs.
He would have been without all them injuries. I mean,
he had Achilles. He was tearing Achilles and everything.
He needs a David Montgomery with him.
It looks like they're trusting Herbert more because Lad McConkey. He was throwing Lad McConkey. Lad McConkey wasn't even the leading.
We just did the quarterback one, and they didn't say anything about
it. But he was
Herbert looked fantastic for the 2 seconds he had to throw the ball.
Nathan Shepard tried to break his leg.
I was talking to my son, and I was like, so how come the Saints aren't trying to get Herbert? I would love to have him over there.
There's a lot of why the Saints ain't doing it.
Yeah.
So
that's all
it's going around.
But
between them and Dallas, I don't know what's going on.
Just down the line, there's a couple more guys on here that should be moved up higher. Kareem Hunt against Tampa Bay, he's in a good spot there.
Yep.
Chase Brown against the Raiders should be moved up.
Yep.
Tank Bigsby against the Eagles should be moved down to me.
I think it's a good spot. I mean, being in a 24. 24, that's fair. I think it's a good spot.
Ramondre's at 25 against Tennessee when they're going to run the ball.
He should be up a little bit.
Nick Chubb against the Chargers at 26.
Chargers defense is good.
Man, the Chargers are freaking good, man.
Dude, Khalil Mack and them,
but Chubb is their safety.
But
now.
they got Rico Dowdle at 27.
I hate that play.
And you have 3 guys below him that should be above him. That's Bucky Irvin, Javonte Williams, and Tyrone Tracy. Tracy against the Commanders. I don't care that Javonte Williams is playing against the Ravens. That doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Bucky Irvin against the Chiefs is a little.
Javonte Williams looked bad over the weekend though. He's
hit or miss. It's like
he couldn't get the traction.
But see now we're in the 25 to 30 range right here. These are only flex options.
I got you. I'm saying I had him in my flex in one league and he couldn't get traction. I was like, man, Carolina Panthers.
He can't. He never had Joel McLaughlin either. That's supposed to be a thing. Yeah, the Denver is not running the ball. They're not doing very well.
If anybody's running, it's
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix was getting the legs on that one.
And so I don't trust a Denver running back.
I'm not about it.
If now Bucky Irving, I put Bucky Irving in my top 20. I put 25. I'll put Bucky in my top 23. He's just, they ain't got a running back right. I mean, they ain't got wide receivers right now. You don't know who they're really going to throw to. And every time he gets the ball, he looks powerful. Yeah. He just looks like a powerful runner. He's just going to get better. I like Bucky Irvin going forward.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
He looked mad this weekend when he was running. Like, not mad at the world, but like, I got fire in me.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked great. I like Bucky Irvin going forward.
So go into the receivers real quick. So the top 10 are the same as always.
Always.
Okay.
Always.
So number 1, Justin Jefferson. Number
That's
2,
my dog.
Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Number 3, A.J. Brown. 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown against Green Bay. Number 5, my guy, Malik Neighbors against the Commanders. CeeDee Lamb at 6. You don't agree with that
CeeDee Lamb should be higher. After what he did, regardless of what the Cowboys do, what he did last game
They got to do something with that boy. He's got talent all around. He wants to dominate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could absolutely move him up.
Yeah,
Dak needs to be the old Dak, where you don't crap the bed until the playoff season.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Number 7, Tyreek Hill against Buffalo. I like it.
Yeah,
I like Tyreek.
Number 8, Cooper Kupp against Seattle.
I love it.
I think Puka should be there.
They think he's going to catch a touchdown.
My rankings has got Puka and Cooper, and Puka's ahead, but it's like they're 1 and 2, like they're right there.
I think it'd be 10 and 13, or like 8 and 15.
Because number 9, DK, questionable with the knee, bad side of questionable.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even worry about that. Number 10, Drake London.
Yeah, he's balling out
against Dallas.
Him and Mooney are
easy.
Yeah,
great.
Easy money.
Kirk Cousins is finding the open guy. He's doing great. 11 Puka. 12 T Higgins.
If he plays, he should be back
against the Raiders. I love T Higgins.
Me too.
I think he's great.
He makes that offense go. I mean, Jamar Chase's day a lot easier if T Higgins on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is Joe Burrows.
13, Scary Terry against the Giants.
Man, that's my dog.
He is,
yeah.
Man, he has shown something different this year.
Well, he's got a quarterback that's hitting him.
Give me every bit of that. Give me every bit of the Detroit Lions. Give me every bit of the Redskins right now. The Commanders. I'm going to always make that mistake. Give me every bit of the Rams right now. Give me every bit of them. Like even going forward,
they got it, man. They got it together.
Yeah.
Like, so let's go with the Texans. They got the talent. They don't have it together. But these teams got it together. Detroit is the one who's got it together. Yeah. And then Washington is just, man, they are just, I hate to see them next year. I think next year they're going to be.
Scary Terry.
You're going to have to get them.
Scary Terry is going to be a top 15 play all year for the rest of the year, I think.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is his
something.
His percentage completion rate, even when it's low, it's high.
Yeah. He's awesome.
14 to 20, it gets a little muddy here.
Okay. What you got?
14, Brian Thomas Jr. against the Eagles.
He's hurt.
He had chest, but he's supposed to be back.
He might or might not. Okay, so that's muddy the waters there. Just keep an eye on it.
But with Christian Kirk out for the year, it makes everything for him better.
It makes Evan Ingram that much more.
That's true.
That's going to be Evan Ingram, and it's going to be him. They're not going to have anything else.
Nope.
Yeah, that's it.
Gabe Davis is after.
Gabe Davis is hurt too. Gabe Davis hurt his shoulder.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Devontae at number 15 against the Texans.
Got to play.
Where's Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson went to the locker room.
I don't get what's happening right now with this.
I don't either.
I thought they were, and then they were talking about trading him earlier.
Aaron Rodgers.
Then they were talked about trading him earlier.
Rodgers.
They got him, and they were like, "Well, it's Garrett Wilson on the trading block."
I saw something on the sideline that the commentators were like, "Oh, that's just a seasoned receiver talking to another receiver." Devontae Adams was talking to that dude like he was a rookie.
Yeah.
He is a number one receiver. You don't go in front of the crowd and everybody telling him what he needs to be doing out there. This dude was doing it.
This his team. He was been a Jet before you even showed up.
Yeah, so Devontae Adams just needs to sit down and be quiet. He's not doing anything either.
I think they're all aggravated with the quarterback throwing the ball.
So I'm aggravated. I grew up a Jets fan. Yeah. I was a Jets fan until I moved to Louisiana. Until I saw a guy named Drew Brees.
Before the game came, before the season started, everybody's like Jets. Because they had Garrett Wilson. They had Aaron Rodgers. They had Brees Hall.
Yep.
Okay, so now we kept adding people. We kept adding players with.
Green Bay went and picked up Robert Saleh as a special coordinator or advisor,
defensive coordinator,
or something like that. But
they were good to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
again, here's the thing: if Green Bay improves because of that, it shows you where all the problems are.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was that. I picked them because the puzzle pieces couldn't have been more perfect.
It can't be better.
Can't be.
Like it's there. You got a star running back, and then you got another one that's up and comer, and then you have all the receivers you can ask for. I mean, even Alan Lazard is an easy 3, no problem.
Yeah.
And Conklin hasn't even been targeted.
Nope.
And he's doing so.
He
Like
got targeted twice.
Alan Lazard has been doing that playmaker stuff that everybody thought he was going to do in Green Bay, and yet they can't make this happen.
So it's over with.
It's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
2-6. They might go get some fantasy points here and there. But
Maybe they say, you know what? You go sit down, Tyrod Taylor. Come out here and show us what's up, and then they just go off.
I think Garrett Wilson's the more talented receiver. I don't like this. I'd rather Garrett Wilson than
I would absolutely rather Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, in this spot.
And you got the play caller. You got to get rid of the play caller.
Yep. Number 16, Amari Cooper against the Dolphins.
I like it.
Keon Coleman was getting all the targets.
He had 2 catches. I want Keon Coleman right here.
Yeah, but
it's so hard to. This year has been the craziest year. Everything points to Shakur being the guy.
He had a good game too. Though.
Keon Coleman is hit or miss.
Not
all season.
Not the past 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
All season he was hit or miss, and then bam, like he just went off.
So it might be time to stick with Keon Coleman.
Look, you got it. I hope in leagues right now he's not out there. If he is, go get him.
He's definitely not in
Not in our league. No. But
somebody got him.
I think the 4 leagues we're in, he's been gone.
Yeah, we drafted him, and I think a lot of people may have gave up. I do know if you looked at percentages wise, at least on ESPN when I was looking, whenever they signed Amari Cooper, a lot of people dropped him. But if he's out there, he put 17.4 fantasy points last week. This week, over 18.
Yeah.
3 out of 4. He's put up double-digit points.
Let's do it.
Yep, go get it.
Number 17, man, this dude was a disappointment to me, and I thought he was going to be the guy, DJ Moore.
Yeah, that team he
had an undisclosed injury.
They can't find a number 1 on that team.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams he has the good weeks. I think he just ain't figured it out yet. Like
when he does figure it out, you better watch out. That dude is coming on.
Yeah.
He's got to find that playmaker that he trusts, and he just hasn't done that yet.
He still looks a little uncomfortable in the pocket, but
yeah. And DJ Moore's got an undisclosed injury. We got to keep an eye on that if he comes back or not. I mean, he's the alpha, he's the dog, he's the number 1. You're going to blame.
Yep.
I like this, but like I said, he does have an undisclosed injury.
Last 3, Devontae Smith should be moved up to me against Jacksonville.
You got to play him.
Stephon Diggs, we say he's hurt.
He's hurt.
He's
not coming back this week.
And then Jaden Reed. I fire him up just like I fire him up every week, even though it's Malik Willis.
It's Malik Willis. Be careful with that play. I think with Malik playing.
Who did he target when he was in? The 2 weeks he was there. Who did he?
Christian Watson had more fantasy points.
Watson had a lot of them.
Yeah, Watson got more fantasy points than Jaden Reed this week. You're gonna, and I assume that's gonna happen, but it wasn't like you got many. It was like 13.4 or something like that. In my leagues,
so if you look at it, right? So, like it goes the same thing when Flacco's in, right? He targets the guys that work best for him. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with Malik.
Yep. It's
not that they don't have the talent. So he's just going to pick different talent.
I'm going to tell you where a couple of guys are. You tell me what you think.
Sure.
Garrett Wilson at 21.
Terrible.
Should be higher.
But I mean,
I think he should be in Devontae Adams' spot.
Olave at 22.
Drop him down to 25, 28. And he took another nasty hit.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler just hung him out, and I thought he was going to have another concussion. That was just terrible.
I don't agree with this one. 23, Zay Flowers against the Broncos.
I think Zay Flowers.
The Broncos are tough.
I just think it's their defense. Yeah, but I love Lamar Jackson. I think they'll be involved. They are getting the tight ends back involved, though. Lamar is.
I mean, we got to go past tight end week. I know that a lot of tight ends this week got a lot of love because of it. So we got to see what happens going forward.
Speaking of tight ends, let's do this real quick. Because I know we're
Gotcha.
pressed for
Before
time.
we get to that, there are a couple of people I do like. We've talked about it. Cedric Tillman. He was bragged about before.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Go get him. It's because of the style Jameson Winston plays.
That's
He didn't get all the target. He was not the target.
Nope. Judy got plenty.
Yeah,
Njoku got the most.
Elijah Moore for wide receivers had the most targets. But Cedric Tillman, 7 for 99 and 2 touchdowns.
If you get that same Jameis this game, you can fire him up.
Jameis, it's just a tough matchup, and after that, they're going to be a bye. So you're going to look at your schedule. But Cedric Tillman, if you're in a PPR, if you want to go look at Elijah Moore, I don't blame you.
Don't blame you.
But those numbers, as 9 targets, 7 receptions,
Got to do it.
a lot of people dropped Calvin Ridley. D-Hop left.
Well, we can't pick him back up because somebody over there picked him up in every league.
Yeah.
Somebody down there.
But for all you out there, Mason Rudolph, the whole first half, that's all he threw to him. 15 targets is what Calvin Ridley had, the most out of any wide receiver this week. I think that's going to continue.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
If Mason Rudolph's the quarterback, that's going to continue.
I looked at it like this. They got rid of their best receiver. I was like, who's left? Calvin Ridley. Like, you got to throw to somebody. It doesn't matter if it happens or don't happen.
Calvin Ridley's a 1B.
Somebody got to get it. And that's the guy.
He's very,
that's
very,
the guy.
very capable of being a number 1.
Yep.
He's the guy.
I dropped him because the team is so bad.
Yeah, Will Levis.
With D-Hop there and Levis there, he wasn't getting no
It wasn't
love.
only him. It was Boyd, too. I'm surprised we ain't got Boyd involved.
I mean, just there's no love there. And then when they got rid of him, there he is, shining star.
Yeah. Ricky Pearsall had 77 yards. He is pretty good. You think he's just going to grow on that, right?
I think so. Ayuk's out. Debo is just like, he is just not there. He's coming and going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's there. That's the guy. Like, other than Kittle. Like, Kittle was the guy.
Juwan Jennings may be back this game.
Yeah, Juwan.
He's not better than Pearsall.
No.
I think Pearsall is the Ayuk replacement.
The one guy that we didn't speak about that I like is Ladd McConkey.
Yes.
2 touchdowns. He's become Herbert's target.
He shouldn't be on anybody's waiver wire, but if he is, you better go out there and grab him.
Wow.
I think it was my wife. My wife was like, that kid looks like a 14-year-old out there with that big old helmet on.
Yeah.
I said, but that kid right there can play football.
Possession
That's the
receiver.
guy.
Yeah, that's what he was in Georgia. And 2 of the past 3 games, Kyler Murray. Kyler's either on or off, but he's been getting Michael Wilson involved. Michael Wilson's catching touchdowns.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you want to go deep dive league, you maybe got standard leagues and you don't know who to play.
Maybe you're playing 12
so
14
many
dudes.
injuries.
Yeah.
You might have players on the 2 teams that are on bye.
Yeah. Do you go pick up any Texas receivers?
Unless you got Tank Dell out there. No.
You mean like Xavier Hutchinson or somebody like that? No, I'm not throwing any darts. Not halfway through the league.
Nico's back. You got
have
Tank Dell. Guys will just stay away from it.
Even on your bench right now, you should have better players than what is available on your waiver wire, unless you have major injuries.
Yeah.
Or you got a short bench.
Yeah. You should have some depth there.
Yeah.
And there's only two teams on buys. So
Yep. So that's the way it is.
Yep. That's
Tight ends. Let's do
Tight
some
ends.
Tight ends.
Real quick,
Love them.
because I think we're in agreement on this. Well, maybe not. Number 1, Brock Bowers against the Bengals.
Yes.
Only thing they got.
That's all.
That's all they got, baby.
PPR machine. Number 2, Travis Kelce against the Buccaneers.
I don't like him as number 2.
Against the Bucks? Yeah, I like that. I mean,
I
the only
think he
other
does
person
good.
they got
I think he's a
is-
4.
I like him at 2. I might like him at 1.
I like him at 4.
I like Trey McBride at 1
There you
against
go.
the Bears.
Against the Bears.
Bingo.
So this next dude, man, got all kind of love from Baker, Cade Otton.
See, he's been the guy. He's been the guy since they've been hurt. He was
Cade Otton has been getting it.
2
And
receptions.
he is on people's waiver wires. You
Yes.
better go get him.
Past 2 weeks.
Yep.
If
Yeah,
you
past
need,
2 weeks,
you need
he's just
help,
catching the ball.
Cade Otton, you could put Cade Otton in a flex and have another tight end and still do good.
Yeah.
5 Kyle Pitts against the Cowboys.
Caught a touchdown?
My boy
He caught a touchdown.
He caught 2.
Yeah.
So they got Jake Ferguson at 6 against the Falcons. I don't know if I put him at 6. There's 2 other guys that I would put way
Jake
above him.
Okay, so here's the thing. Jake Ferguson, yes, take first with Dak right now? No.
Evan Ingram at 7 against the Eagles.
He should be up. He
Yeah,
should
because
move
of
up.
the injuries.
But this guy,
T-Law loves him.
Njoku,
Yes.
Yeah.
against the Chargers, you got to fire that dude up.
Yeah.
You got to play him.
If Winston is the Winston from last week,
If he's that
Njoku
same guy.
will be number 1 this week.
Now, there's one thing very consistent about Jameis Winston. He is going to throw that ball no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter if the window is this big or is this big.
Yeah, he trusts his arm too much.
Yeah, too much.
Too much.
That's why he's traveling around the world.
Yeah.
Then you got TJ. We got to see what he's going to do first, but he should be on somebody's
You got to.
roster.
Yeah, some people still drafted him, and I don't blame him for it.
I don't. I only carry one.
Yeah, I only carry one tight end too.
Cole Kmet, Tucker Kraft, Sam Laporta, and
Tucker
then
Kraft.
My
That
boy
game.
Laporta, man, he ain't get. There's so much going on with that team. He's the one that's
too many
falling
mouths.
off.
Too many mouths.
Yeah.
He's falling off. Like that's because of that.
I like those names. I like Tucker Kraft. I think he should be higher.
I agree.
like where he is.
I think it's because Malik Willis
is playing, but I think Malik Willis is still going to have to throw the ball to somebody. I like big body tight ends for inexperienced quarterbacks. It's a safety net.
But so number 13 here, Mark Andrews should be moved up into the top 8 at least because
I agree.
It's. I mean, it is against Denver.
They're coming back together with Mark Andrews. I don't know if he takes his old number 2 spot back.
I don't know how much you guys put into tight ends. I don't really put a whole lot into them.
I don't.
Let me tell you. I'm going to say this. Normally, never. But
With all the injuries,
I could maybe argue putting some in the flex.
I've done it this year because it was better to do that.
Let me tell you something. I think going forward, some of these, if I got a Calvin Ridley or if I got somebody 18 to 25 or I got a Marvin Harrison Jr. that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to get out. But I know Kate Otton's getting 10 receptions and Zach Ertz is getting 11 receptions.
Yes.
Like, we're not making these numbers up.
Yeah.
Kate Otton's getting 10 receptions with nobody there. Hey, look, Zach Ertz ain't even on the list. Okay. Over Chicago. Played Chicago. 7 balls, 11 targets, 77 yards.
yeah, he's number 17 now here for the Giants.
17.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know why.
Hey,
I like him more than Ferguson.
2 weeks ago,
I like him more than Andrews.
I played Sam Laporta as my tight end,
More than Cole Kmet.
and I played Tucker Kraft as my flex
I could see
because because that boy was getting the points.
Yeah, it's getting the point. For what all the trash we talked about tight ends earlier in the year.
Well, they're getting because, like you said, the injuries. There's so many. I had so many people injured that one week. I put Tucker Kraft over. I think it was a mediocre wide receiver or whatever. You got to
see what I had to do. I think
and then at one point, Dalton Kincaid was all that was there.
Yep.
And you had to play him.
Yep. So what I had to do, it might have been the week before. I had to play Evan Ingram and Njoku. I had to put Njoku in my flex,
But it works.
it worked. And I've never had that problem before.
No, and you got them. Now they're scoring touchdowns. Now you got Pitts scoring a touchdown. And you got McBride going.
Well, Pitts was on target to do that.
It
though.
was.
The way the team was built. They're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, all of a sudden, their tight ends are scoring touchdowns again.
Look on your waiver wires. TJ, he may be out there. Pick him up. Cole Kmet may be out there. Pick him up. Right?
It's a maybe on those two. But I'm gonna tell you, if you'd have said something like Kate Otton's a must.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a must pick up, but he shouldn't be out there.
He shouldn't be out there.
He's-
But it should be in consideration that going forward, the numbers he's putting up rival number 1 wide receivers right now.
Yep.
Well,
And
but that's the situation.
12 to 15
They
targets.
lost their receivers. They
Yep.
lost Evan Ingram for 4 weeks. They lost Godwin for the whole year. That's the guy.
They don't know what to do with the running back core.
Yep.
So, yeah.
yeah, and
Why not?
I mean, you got injuries. You got Debo on the wrong side. You got look what happened in
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
So yeah.
I mean, look,
talking about the 49ers. Kittle is the dude
Yeah.
on that team.
Yeah, they're on a bye, though.
So
But that's the point, though.
Yeah.
Tight end
Yeah.
is the guy
Yeah.
on
If-
that team.
If they didn't have a bye, he'd be in the top 3. Easy.
yeah,
Easy.
this conversation we would have not had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
2 weeks ago, we would have not. We'd been like, oh, points or who cares?
Yeah.
But now you're getting to where like, hey, they might even be flex consideration.
Hey,
backup
look,
tight ends.
if Dak Prescott gets his head out his butt, Jake Ferguson should be in this running as a dude you want.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've never really put a whole bunch into tight ends, but this is the time because of all the injuries to wide receivers. It's time. It's time to start looking at them.
Yep.
Let's go back to the Cade Otton situation.
Okay.
All the injuries, Cade Otton, right? Mm-hmm. It's the same mirrored image as Buffalo was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
The exact one.
Throw it to Kincaid.
Kincaid. So a lot of Hunter Henry. If Drake May was in,
If Drake May's in,
but that's what I'm saying. When Drake May was in, Hunter Henry was the guy he went to every time.
Every time. That's his outlet.
I think that's a drop. If you got Hunter Henry, I think you can drop him now, though.
Well,
but I understand
like
exactly
I said,
what
May
you're
comes
saying.
back. I mean, he was the guy he was throwing to. So if you're in a PPR and Hunter Henry was getting 10 targets.
He was getting 10 targets a game.
You know what I'm saying?
So, in doing this right here, it's because if you're serious fantasy football players, your waiver wire is picked clean.
And if they're not, you should dominate.
There's only a few people out there that you need to be thinking about. Cedric Tillman, Ricky Pearsall, people like that, Cade Otton.
Elijah Moore, maybe Michael Wilson, if you want that touchdown. If Juju's still out there, I don't know how many leagues he is, but you might want to take a flyer on him.
Josh Downs was dropped, and you got Flacco coming in. Josh Downs was his guy.
Yep. Yeah. Keon Coleman, you better go get him.
Yeah, you got to get him.
There.
He shouldn't be out there.
No. But
you play who you got.
Yeah, and it's if you're looking for running backs on the waiver wire, I'm sorry. Yeah,
everybody's gonna go to their running back waiver wire and they're gonna see Rico Dowdle as number one.
Yeah,
and if you see that, you might as well just turn it off.
You don't even worry about it.
But here's another option. You got all the wide receivers, or you got all the good tight ends, or you got whatever. You could trade for one and running backs off somebody else, because I'll guarantee you there's some dudes hurting that's got a bunch of running backs.
Well, see, I said that too. Like, that's a point I was going to make when we started this. Tight ends, since we were talking about them, there is a trade premium for them right now. Right now.
Right.
You could probably trade high a Cade Otton
and get a Ladd McConkey in return.
You might be able to get a flex running back. Mm-hmm. You might be able to get a flex running back. That flex running back, look at your schedule, may help you 14, 15, 16 win a championship. Because Cade Otton ain't going to get 10 receptions for the rest of the year when these people get healthy. So you got your tight end now.
Let's go like this. You got a Cade Otton. I'll trade you a Tank Bigsby. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Tank Bigsby is going to get you those points.
He's going to get you some points. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. That's and their premium right now is high. It's high.
Maybe a Tyrone Tracy.
He's going to. Is Daryl Singletary? Is he a drop?
He's a drop.
He's absolutely a drop.
He's got to be a drop.
He's
right?
absolutely a drop.
Yeah.
Etienne's a drop.
Yeah.
Any of those receivers in Jacksonville besides Brian Thomas Jr. is a drop.
Yeah.
But if you're hunting running backs, or maybe even a Tony Pollard, you're hunting running backs and you got a couple good, like a Kraft and an Otton and all that. Man, if you got a Ertz on waiver and you pick him up, like you could trade for these dudes.
Yeah. You didn't. Nobody. If you drafted Tucker Kraft, you took him late. Mm-hmm. You got a number one.
I got him in one league.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I picked him up.
So, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it, guys.
A little bit of strategy on a Monday.
Just know your players against what defenses they're playing against and what their strengths are. That's what's important.
Yeah, and also keep track of some of those defensive injuries because, So
when you're doing this, right, look at your quarterbacks, right? Does my team have a quarterback and throw the ball? Weather, are they playing in an open field, and what the weather looks like? Because if it's raining, it's snowing, and you got a good running back, that's where you want to be. If you got a receiver and a quarterback that's not throwing like that well,
this is the rainy season in Seattle.
Man, you got to watch it. So there's all these factors come into play, and you can always leverage good players against stuff that you need to fit your team.
Yeah. When it starts snowing, when it starts raining. Absolutely.
Yeah, season's halfway over. It's November, and this is whenever football gets intense. This is when it gets fun.
People are starting to come back from injury. Hopefully you didn't drop them. Hopefully, but
I think it's a little late, but you know, there's a lot of people out there angry at Christian McCaffrey. You may can steal him for the right trade.
I'm very angry with him.
Yeah.
So,
So I don't. You're going to play who you got. The time for throwing darts is over with. Do your homework. If you have an injury and you have to pick somebody up, make sure you do your homework. PPR leagues, you can put a running back in there, you can put a receiver in there, or you can put a tight end in there. So,
all right. Well, until next time, I'm Nick Tate.
Joe Caldera.
I'm Chadwick.
And we're out.
Ay, give me the chip, I need the championship. Wait, we got a dream, next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as
SmashMouth Footballerz.
They call me the champ. They know what it is, know what I do, know who I am, who don't understand. Yeah, that's overdue. My trophy say that's overdue. My brain said to be immortalized. Yeah, they know it's true. They couldn't walk a mile or even fit into my shoes. Still, I got a lot to prove, but for all that we've been through, this overdue. This the anthem. For loving, you know the team is strong. This your anthem. All my underdogs. Everybody get your hands up. Sometimes it's hard, but we made it through. We were struggling for a minute, so that winning overdue. Yeah. They know it's true.